guys, Navneet here, back with another fragrance review. In today's video, we are going to talk about a fragrance from the brand UDV. So Ulric de Varens का fragrance है, and we have talked about the fragrance grey. The fragrance which we are going to talk about today is black. So black जो fragrance है दोस्तों, this is actually a clone or an alternative to two very clean fresh fragrances, and this is an amalgamation of two of these fragrances which makes this a super fresh fragrance at a very cost effective price. So the price of the fragrance is as of now under 1000, so 949 rupees something. And let me show you the box of the fragrance. The box of the fragrance is very simple, similar to the box which we had for UDV grey, and the box has that silver palette. Along with that, the text and font is all in black, and you can see the UDV logo, and this is actually made in Paris, and this is a 100 ml EDT. So this is not an EDP, this is EDT, which has 15% volume by concentration. So let's start with the bottle. The bottle of the fragrance is good enough. It's not that heavy, but I think it's good. The cap is plastic and the atomizer is quite good. And with that being said, let's talk about the juice of the fragrance. The juice of the fragrance is what we are really concerned about. Starting with, I think at first thoughts, my first thoughts on this fragrance would be that this was actually a clone or an alternative to Nautica Voyage Blue, but now I think that this is not an alternative to Nautica Voyage Blue, but more of an alternative to Nautica Voyage Blue with its own hints of notes of bergamot, along with a lot of green apple, and pineapple is replaced with a note of peach. So I think that is what makes this fragrance quite unique, and I think that it brings a lot of hint from Dolce & Gabbana, the original one, the PERFUME one, and that you can see in the base of the fragrance, because the base of the fragrance has a lot of tobacco. So overall, I think that is what makes this fragrance very special. What I think UDV has done is they have taken two of the most freshest fragrance on the market as of now, and made a quite good of concoction, and this concoction basically will definitely give you a long lasting. I think the projection of the fragrance was quite good when I first sprayed it on, and I was getting a projection of around 5 to 6 feet at the start, and this is typically a fresh fragrance, so I'm not very sure about the projection in the summers, but right now in the winters it was good enough for me. And talking about the longevity of the fragrance, could have been much better, because I was expecting more because of the use of tobacco in this fragrance, which would essentially make the dry run of the fragrance quite long. But what I feel is that in spite of the use of tobacco, this fragrance does not have that long of lasting in winters. So in summers we'll be doing another review and we'll be comparing all of these fragrances again, but right now in the winters this is not the fragrance you should go for. I've always advocated in favor of oud based fragrances, tobacco based fragrances, but this fragrance is not the fragrance which you go for in winters. Nonetheless, this is not a very bad fragrance. This is one of the classic gem fragrance from UDV. I actually love UDV because the fragrances are very linear and very old school, and UDV has that brand image which it brings to the table, so you have that feeling that you are using a premium plush brand. So that being said, I think that sums up the video about UDV Black, and that is what I wanted to say. I just wanted to convey you guys that this is, a lot of people have that confusion that this is actually a clone of Nautica Blue, and the best part about this fragrance is this is actually half the price of this fragrance. So right now this is available for 1700 something, and this is actually available for half the price, and with that you get hints of Dolce & Gabbana Home as well, which makes this fragrance very special. That being said, signing off, Navneet. I hope all of you have a good day ahead.